If I had $1 million, I would probably not spend it on attack ads in the New York City mayor's race, but Airbnb can, and it is. The company is well on its way to dropping $5 million on campaign spending, and the latest in this campaign is $1 million ad blitz targeting 3 candidates. The vacation rental platform is now possibly the single largest political spender in one of the most high-profile local election cycles in the country. Why would Airbnb get involved in a mayoral race, and what does it want? Let's break it down. Hey, I'm Yuvika Wahi from RSU by Price Labs, your #1 trusted source of short-term rental news and insights. And this is a big one. Airbnb has fully funded a political action committee called Affordable New York, a SuperPAC that is legally allowed to spend unlimited amounts of money on advertising. How does that work? Well, instead of donating money directly to a candidate's campaign, a company can spend it on ads to support candidates or attack their opponents based on the policies they want to see in place. This is quite common in the US, and while it's not technically lobbying, it's one more way companies try to shape public policy. So what's the SuperPAC doing? After quietly spending hundreds of thousands on city council and borough level elections, Airbnb is now making a splash in the mayor's race. They've launched $1 million digital ad campaign targeting 3 Democratic candidates, Zohran Mamdani, Brad Lander, and Scott Stringer. These are names that matter locally, but the strategy here is anything but local. The ad doesn't endorse a single candidate, but by attacking these 3, it indirectly boosts Andrew Cuomo, the former governor and current frontrunner, without ever saying his name. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Cuomo is not historically been a friend to Airbnb. He's backed by the Hotel Workers Union, and as governor, he cracked down on short-term rentals. So why would Airbnb help him? There are a few possible reasons. First, they may see the 3 candidates as ideologically inflexible, true believers in short-term rental restrictions, while Cuomo might be more transactional. Less friendly, sure, but maybe more open to negotiation. Second, it's not just about the mayor's office. Airbnb has already spent around $600,000 backing city council candidates who are friendlier to short-term rental reform. These down-ballot races matter. Why? Because that 2023 bill that would have allowed 1 and 2 family homeowners to rent out their properties without being present, that bill died in city council, not at the mayor's desk. So Airbnb's strategy is twofold: weaken their strongest opposition at the top and quietly build a friendlier legislative environment below. Third, this is also about messaging. The SuperPAC isn't called Legalize Airbnb, it's called Affordable New York. And the ads, they don't even mention Airbnb or short-term rentals at all. Instead, they focus on the rising cost of living, of rent, groceries, raising kids, and say that these 3 candidates oppose common sense solutions that will make New York more affordable. It is a broad emotional appeal, and it positions Airbnb as part of the affordability solution, not the problem. It is subtle, it is strategic, and carefully designed to shift the public conversation. And fourth, this isn't an isolated campaign. This is a part of a broader escalating strategy to influence how cities regulate short-term rentals. Just a few weeks ago, Airbnb released a $90 billion economic impact study prepared by Charles River Associates. The report claimed that in 2024, Airbnb supported over 1 million jobs and generated $25 billion in tax revenue across the US. But that's not all. The study modeled how much revenue, spending, and guest nights cities like New York, Boston, and Philly may have lost due to strict short-term rental rules. And it pointed directly at hotel industry lobbying as the reason why. Now, sure, the report was commissioned by Airbnb, and like any model data, it has its assumptions. But it's also detailed, and it's part of a bigger push to reframe the short-term rental debate. Not just around value creation, but around who captures that value. And we must also remember the backdrop that Airbnb is working with, right? Urban markets still matter deeply to Airbnb, and as more cities clamp down, like British Columbia forcing platforms to delist non-compliant properties, Airbnb is escalating its tactics. Airbnb is not just lobbying behind closed doors, it's funding campaigns, it's running ads, it's naming opponents, and it's reframing the conversation, casting short-term rentals not as a threat, but as a solution to affordability, economic stagnation, and uneven tourism recovery. So why should short-term rental managers care about any of this? Because what's happening in New York City is bigger than New York City. Whether in Lisbon, Los Angeles, or Lyon, this is a preview of how regulatory battles will be fought in the future. Through policy, yes. Through platforms, definitely. And also through ads, PACs, and political influence. I'm Yuvika from RSU by Price Labs. Every week we break down the biggest short-term rental industry stories without the fluff and with a clear focus on what it means for you as a professional short-term rental manager. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, hit that subscribe button and sign up for a free weekly newsletter to get all the important news straight to your inbox for free. Until next time, watch the policies and also watch the ads.